Hey guys, it's Tanya and welcome back to the channel. Today we are building a very small home. I thought it would be kind of fun and challenging for me to do another like mini build, and so I wanted to do a 8x4 build. And that's what we're doing here. And I don't remember who it was, but the Sims like shared somebody's like caravan they made, and I was like, "Oh, 8x4, like that would make a good caravan." And so that's what I was trying to do here cuz I've been trying to experiment with different types of building, and I never do curved roofs, so that's what I was trying to do, but it didn't end up working. So then we have the converted caravan. So maybe because it was built to be like that size and that like I don't know, trying to fit everything into that size, and I was like, oh well, maybe it used to be a caravan, and like we tried to make it more of a house that was just here, so it's a converted caravan. That's my thought process with that. But anyway, we do end up changing that. If you saw the thumbnail, it's not a curved roof like this at all, but we keep it this way for a while before we go on the interior. I've just been really into little builds. I think I've mentioned this a couple of times that little builds are a whole lot more fun for me because I get really excited in detailing all the areas, whereas bigger builds I end up having too much space. It's a little overwhelming. It takes a really long time. But when I'm like just bored and I'm like, "Ooh, I want to play The Sims." Lately, instead of like gameplay, when I'm feeling like that, I come on over here and I do some building. And so that's what I did the other night. And so this is what we came up with. This ends up being our bathroom. I moved that door back to the flat wall in a little while because it was a struggle to get everything into this house. And actually, we don't end up having a sink in the bathroom, but there is one in the kitchen that is right next door, so you can use that sink. That's something that tends to be left out in smaller builds because you don't really have room for that second sink. You have to save as much space as you possibly can in here. And I was struggling with this living room for a while, and I was like, oh, I could put the TV next to the door, and that's what I end up doing. So we should be doing that here shortly. But this is just like a really short little build, and it was a whole lot of fun to do. I love little builds. I gotta think of some more like challenges or sizes or whatever. I just want it, or just thoughts. Like the thought here was, oh, maybe a caravan, which it didn't end up being, but maybe I'll come back to that at some point in time. But like I like having constraints when building. Like it can be only a certain amount of money or it can only be a certain size. Like I've done a 5x5 build before, which was really cool. And that was a struggle to get everything in, more so than this, but I really like how this came out, and this was a lot of fun. I think it's a very stylish little home. We do not end up going with blue, don't worry. I don't think we put any blue in this room, in this house at all, actually. I was just messing around a lot with the colors throughout this, and it ends up being dark colors because we did end up with that like blackish gray paneling on the outside of the house, and we went with a darker color on the interior as well, made it kind of modern looking on the inside, which was kind of fun. And I love this kitchen. It is so tiny, and we don't keep that dining table. We get rid of it. It takes up too much space, but we end up having just this like diagonal counter over here with a little chair at it, so you can eat right there. This is the perfect size house for a single sim, and that's really it. You're not going to get much more in here, but it ends up working out really well. And I don't know, I'm just super in love with that kitchen. I think we squeeze a microwave in the corner too, which looks a little weird, but it's completely functional, and I thought it would be a good idea to add. So anyway, this house ends up being a lot of grays and blacks with some pops of color. We end up having a bright orange couch, which is kind of exciting. I'm trying to cover up, put some items there on the counter because when you place counters against diagonal walls, there is some ugly glitching with the lights, so you can see the dark black against the wall there. But I think we covered it up decently, and it was only one counter, so I didn't mind it so much. But anyway, we are working in here with our bright orange couch. We're just gonna put that table down. I wanted to put like a coffee table in here, but it was like that one was way too big. We ended up putting this little one, which I forgot existed, and I was like really excited about it. And so we ended up putting that in there and put some stuff under it. And I don't know, I just really like how this house came out. It was like really fun trying to fit everything in, like I said before. But anyway, if you want to download this house, it is available on the Sims 4 gallery right now. All you have to do is search either my origin ID, which is Griffy, so my YouTube name without the MS in the beginning, or Miss in the beginning, or you can search the hashtag MsGryphi, and it should be available for you there. It's not a starter home. I know that this looks like a starter home, but I don't think it's starter home price. It's kind of close. I think it's like 24-ish thousand simoleons if I remember correctly. but it should be on the gallery and it'll tell you there. I didn't like limit myself as far as packs go. I keep saying I'm going to do a base game build one of these days, and we are still going to do that. Let me know down below if you want a base game build, because I know a couple of people have said it before, and I would love to do it. I don't know, when I go and like have random spurts of or bursts of inspiration, I just kind of build and I don't pay attention to what packs I'm using. I'm just like, ooh, I want it to look like this, and I just kind of go for it. So that's why we don't have a base game build yet, because I kind of build just whenever I have a burst of inspiration. But anyway, this is a little bathroom. I really like the purple wall we have in our bedroom, and the bedroom is not closed off with a door. That's something you could easily do, like it wouldn't be a big deal. I just kind of liked it being a little bit more open. And we're finally getting to the fact that, it didn't really make sense for it to be a caravan. It didn't look quite right. And we just changed a couple of things around here, like the door, and added that vent up at the top instead of on the wall. Just fixing some of the fencing and some of the interior things as well. And we ended up adding a really cute garden out back, and I had fun with landscaping in this. I never do like pathways with flowers all around them, and I've seen a lot of houses like that, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can make this look right, but I'm gonna give it a go. So we gave it a go, and you guys can let me know how I did. I'm not 100% sold on it, but I thought it came out all right. So that's that. Also, this is on a lower speed than most of my builds are. I usually put my builds on like 8 times speed. I think this is on 6. It might even be on, I think it's on 6. It might be on 4. I think it's 6. So it's a little bit slower than some of my other builds because it was such a small home. I didn't want it to be like a 3-minute video. So that is why it might seem like it's a little bit easier to follow. And that's also why it's a 10-minute video. But we're just adding some trees out the front here and trying to figure out the landscaping. It was a little bit of a struggle because I wanted to have some pretty flowers and stuff, and I think that those reddish orange flowers in the front I have by the rock just kind of threw me off a little bit. I ended up getting rid of those, and that helped me figure out the color scheme, and we ended up having like lots of pretty pink flowers in the front, which I think fits the aesthetic of the interior a little bit better, although we do have like grays and oranges as well. But I guess I was thinking of the bedroom, so I was thinking maybe the person that lived here would have wanted stuff that would have matched like the things they really like. So I don't know. That's just the thought process and what I thought looked better. I thought it looked a lot better with those colors. And so that's what we end up doing. Should be working on the garden here in a minute, but we're adding lots of flower boxes because that's my favorite thing. Uh, And that was a thing that I decided was my favorite thing to add to every build ever, starting when I made my Pringles family home during my live stream. I was like, oh my god, flower boxes. And ever since then, I just want to add them whenever I can. So the house is almost done here. We're just going to do a little bit of garden landscaping out the back. And oh my goodness, I'm so glad that these are voiceovers and I don't like live commentate this because I got really scared about something that happened in my surroundings while I was doing this garden back here, and I shrieked really loudly. So I'm so glad you guys can't hear that, but I thought I'd tell you about it anyway because that was kind of funny. Um, but we are coming to the end of the video here in a minute. Just finishing up the garden. I ended up throwing in a little bird fountain back here as well because I thought it was super duper cute. I wish it was functional. Like, I know there's a functional bird feeder, but why can't the birds go to the bird house and the bird bath and all that kind of stuff? I thought that I don't know. I just think that'd be cool, and I'm still like a little bit like, why don't we have pets yet? I want pets so bad, and birds are like the closest thing we have right now, right? So yeah. Anyway, the garden is just about done, and I think right after we just put some benches in here, and then I think put dirt around the exterior of the build, plopping in that bird bath right now. And now, just putting dirt everywhere because that's always the last thing I do, and we'll do it under the trees as well. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye everybody.